NOC, Appalachian Trail.
We are back for another exciting episode of Building the Nantahala Retreat. Today we're going to do the French drain and backfill. It's Monday morning. We're on the job.
Here we are.
And
Here we are.
look at this truck.
Yeah.
Jono, I don't know how he got this truck, but he's got a monster truck.
We're gonna put these tires on my Suburban.
Yeah, they won't fit. So there's our pipe for our French drain, and this thing's been sitting here for days, and I didn't ever look at it closely, and I should have. That's not perforated. So we just shuffled all the trucks and did all this stuff to do this French drain, and I got the wrong piece of pipe out here. Jason headed to town to get us the correct piece of drain pipe, and we decided to go ahead and clean up this disaster area down below so we could backfill these footings. To keep the deck rigid until we put our permanent bracing in, we added some diagonal braces to the top of the deck joists from the band against the house out to the outside girder. One important note is that before we install the decking, we will double check the diagonals and make sure that this deck framing isn't racked, because the decking will somewhat lock it in. Next, we could get going removing the rest of this jungle gym of wood from underneath the deck. Some of it was bracing and some of it was actually just to hold our walkboards. Good news, we got enough material to build the entire upstairs off of this bracing. And enough screws to put it all together with too.
Yeah, we've been missing screws. Wonder where they all went. It was all in this.
Here's our next floor and the roof system all on one Jennings delivery truck. Measure twice, cut once. One of these rafters, $108
Oh gosh.
for one rafter. So
I'm not cutting.
I don't know if we're gonna get paid.
Where's Arlo?
That's stressful. I'm stressed right now. So the really crazy thing is that makes this lumber almost $1 per pound of lumber for that.
$1 a pound.
It's $1 a pound. That means this stuff right here.
That's gold.
That's gold.
$700 worth of scraps.
At
least.
this afternoon, boy.
That's sad. That's stressful. So one of those boards was like $35 a year ago.
Boss, can we put this on Facebook Marketplace maybe?
Yeah, I think you could actually make a lot of money.
Yeah, I think there's a tiny home in that pile of junk right there.
It's no joke. So as we mentioned earlier, Jason is got poison ivy, like to the 10th degree here. Part of the problem is he doesn't know what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little class here. This kind of all looks the same to the untrained eye, okay? Like that, kind of looks like that, looks like that, looks like that, but that's poison ivy. 3 leaves, it's got this little cleft on the leaf. A lot of times it has a red stem. There's some poison ivy. A lot of times it's shiny, like that. There's a whole bunch of it right there. So it looks kind of the same, but it'll give you the worst rash.
What's the clef?
The little
always
cleft
have
is
that?
this little thing right here.
They
Yep.
always have that?
Yep. So remember what that looks like, bub.
And that's not it over there?
Nope, that's like a sticker bush.
All right, so leaves of 3, let it be friend of Jack. It's black, and if it's red and yellow, let it mellow. Or no, kill a fellow, kill a fellow. That's my pee in the
You're
toilet.
talking about snakes, though.
Yeah, snakes. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to pee so bad, but I'm afraid to spread this poison ivy all over. If you get my drift.
With Jason back from town with a perforated drain pipe, we could get going on this French drain. And our first step was just to add a few inches of gravel. This is just to keep the pipe from laying in the mud, even though it's still down pretty tight to the footing. If you're wondering, these perforations in the pipe actually let the water into the pipe, and then it will run out the ends where the pipe daylights. And the reason is that water down here will actually be under pressure, and that it will force it out the easiest place, which is the open ends. The bottom of this French drain system is a full 8 inches below the slab on the inside of the house, and that's important because it will help ensure that no water makes it up and in ever. All right, just double checking. We did get the pipe with the holes in it this time. Good job.
Yeah.
Quiz time.
Yep.
Is this poison ivy?
No.
All right. Good job.
This is what we're looking for. We got about a foot of gravel on the pipe. It is kind of angled and kind of sloped, and that's totally fine. The gravel is just got to cover the pipe and give a place for the water to be able to weep down into the pipe. Sometimes it's really hard to hold the pipe tight against the wall, and it needs to be right against the wall. So we just use these leftover blocks. It's a perfect material to hold that in place because it's heavy, and we can just fill it in with the gravel. We can leave them, it's not going to hurt anything. So you can see there's blocks everywhere holding the pipe exactly where we want it, so that you don't have to mess with the gravel getting in behind the pipe and pushing it away from the wall, because that can happen if you're just trying to hold it. Sometimes there's just not a great way to do this. You just got to shovel it.
Yeah.
But we're getting creative now. Jason had a great idea. All right, so let's check it out here. So the bucket can't get the gravel all the way tight to the wall because of the way he's too close. If he was, so you know, look at this. Here we go. Plywood. Wow. That worked great, except it did. Except I think I'm going deaf now. That was so loud. Holy crap.
I want to give a huge shout out to John Hampton, again from Hampton Equipment Rental in Franklin, North Carolina. There's a link in the description. He hooked us up with this track hoe for the day, and again, it saved the day. We've done this with just shovels and wheelbarrows many, many times over the years. This is way better. The final component to this French drain system is this filter fabric that will allow water to come through, but not silt or mud, keeping it out of our gravel and our pipe. Here, Jamie's just throwing a little dirt by hand onto the filter fabric, and we usually do this just to keep it in place for when we dump a big load in here with a dump truck. After a quick inspection, our first load of backfill material arrived on this tandem axle dump truck, and we're having to truck it in because we didn't have any on site. This backfill material is from our local quarry a few miles away, and it's a mix of gravel and dirt. It should compact nicely and not put as much pressure on the wall as just dirt.
That's loud every time.
I know.
Man, I don't know how old Owen is, but he retired about 10 years ago.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he told me he did, actually. And I said, what are you doing out here? He said, well, I guess I just like to work. And dude, I've never seen anybody come in, dump a load, and get out faster than that. He's probably already got the next load.
Yeah.
And the man just loves to work. So what a great guy.
I had to knock down each pile of material with the bucket on the machine. Then once I could climb up on it, I used the blade to scrape it in. And I'm using the float mode feature on this blade that allows it to just float under its own weight and not dig into the ground below the backfill material. Between loads, I threaded the needle under this deck to finish up the grading in the back, and this looks super easy actually on camera, but I was nervous this deck was going down. Thankfully, it did fit and I didn't knock the deck down. We used this pile of dirt that we had left to backfill the footings and also backfill over top of the septic tank.
See if you can knock that out. It's getting out of hand. Oh, no. 1 point for the pokeweed. All right, get another one. Is it pokeweed or pokeweed?
I know it's not poison.
You can make salad out of it. There you go. Oh, man. Oh, it's looking pretty sad. One more. Have you ever had pokeweed salad?
No.
You ever heard of that?
No. Never.
Really?
Is that a North Carolina thing?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never had it.
Well,
And,
what's stopping you?
well, judging by the look of it, I don't know if I want to have it. All right, dude. It's your last throw here. Oh, yeah. Have you ever had pokeweed salad?
Polk weed.
Poke? I don't know. It's poke?
Dude, you know I don't eat salad, especially pokeweed salad.
Oh, right.
I don't even eat lettuce salad.
Right, okay.
I haven't had it, but I've heard about it.
Really? Is it any good, you think?
I don't think it's like on the menu at many places, so I'd say no.
Okay. Well, we'll look into it because there's a lot of it around here.
I think it's toxic. I think they had to boil it first. I'm not sure.
Okay.
After the bulk of the dirt was moved, we took some time to do some fine tuning with the track hoe, and we're just making sure that water is going to be running away from the house and not towards it. That's important. Got her smoothed up. Now I'm going to dig it all up again. So, oh well. It was fun.
Hey, it's coming along. It's looking good.
And back on top, I got to work putting the remaining 5 dump truck loads of backfill material in this hole, and that was about 2 more loads than I thought it would take. It may not seem like it, but this is a huge step in the process. We had to get everything cleared and out of the way, get all this material in, and now we can walk around this entire structure. It's a lot safer and we can get to every part of this house a lot easier.
So why does Eric get to drive the track home? Because it's the easiest job out here. It's the truth.
Why is Eric always the one driving the track hoe? I don't know, but I think I figured it out. It's the only place where there's shade because that thing has a roof on top of it.
Why does Eric get to drive the track hoe? Because it's the only job he can do around here where he doesn't lose all of his tools.
I think Eric's the best man for the job.
Does someone else want to drive the track hoe?
Me.
I do.
I do.
Oh.
Hey.
Look, deer.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, the real answer is I drive it because I have the most experience driving it.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to get experience when you don't let us drive. Don't you think? It's like you get out of college. Well, I can't hire you because you don't have any experience. Well, how do I get experience if I don't get to do anything?
Catch 22, I guess.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
How much was the backfill?
Well, I'm not sure, but I just paid him $1,200, you know. But I think he said that was just to cover all of his speeding tickets. So we'll get the bill for the dirt later.
With a little time left in the day, we decided to go ahead and build another floor system.
We're going to do an A-frame style roof, and because of that, this wall plate is going to share layout with a floor system and a roof system.
Right.
Now, we have two different layouts, 16 inches on center for the floor and 24 inches on center for the roof. Okay, I really want my roof to end up in their locations like as if nothing else was competing for their
On
space.
the 24-inch centers
24
from the
inch
outside of the house.
From both ends, 24, 24, no compromises. Therefore, the floor system is going to get shifted over by 3/4 of an inch every floor framing member.
Yep. So
will get
it'll stay on
moved.
16 center.
Yes.
But it'll all be shifted 3/4.
It will.
To prioritize where that rafter is going to hit.
Yes, and in the middle, like we would normally lap these and they nail to each other, the floor joists do, like you did on the first floor. We're still going to do that, but we're going to have to add a piece of 1.5 inch wide blocking in between to space them out.
That'll be representing, that'll be like the rafter.
It's as if there's a rafter, even though there is no rafter in the center. We're going to use a block to space it out. That keeps everything running parallel.
What do all these R and Fs mean?
Jamie will explain it to you. It'll take a minute.
Front. Oh, front. FR. Front. Front of the house.
No, something different.
Oh, it's not? So do I go on the scribble or go on the F?
It's always
Or the R? Now I got three. I got R, F, and scribble. Which one do I go on?
These floor joists are yellow pine 2x12s, which is a bit of an overkill for the span. Something interesting about that is that the spans changed in our code book about 7 or 8 years ago. They realized that these younger trees they were cutting had wider growth rings, and the wood wasn't as strong as it used to be back in the day. We ended up with a pretty good amount of gravel left in our pile, so I decided to spread it out over our parking area and get us out of the mud. And again, getting this stuff smoothed out was one of those projects that looks super easy on camera, but this was pretty challenging for me for the amount of time I've had behind the sticks of a machine like this. Driving the machine backwards with the blade in float mode turned out to be the key. Hey, thanks for building with us today. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up and a comment. That helps YouTube know we're making good content that they should recommend to other people. See ya.